members of the senior class, by vote, select the keynote speaker. For this graduation, they have selected a teacher and a coach, Mr. John Thek.
Good evening, everybody. It's a great honor to be selected to talk here tonight. And people have been asking me all week long, what are you going to talk about? Well, there's really no question what I'm going to talk about, and that's the Class 89. In about an hour, they're going to be crossing the stage, and they'll be part of Yokota's history. Some of them will never walk the halls of Yokota again, but their memories will be there. And I'd like to share with you some of the memories that they've given me. And I'd like to start with cross-country team. Every time I go to Tama, I'll be seeing Ben and Greg and Matt Smith running in the races. And the fighting spirit of Yokota will live on, as it always will, in the runners to come next year and the years after that. And I'll see that spirit and I'll think of them. When I run that golf course, and I've run that thing, probably about 1,000 times since I've been here, I'll think of Cindy Sarker and the first day of practice this year. She was out there and it was about 95 degrees. She had this black outfit on. I'm saying, Cindy, you know, it's hot out here. You should wear something lighter, you know, maybe red or something like that, maybe. My favorite color is red. And anytime we run the Big O, there'll be spots along the way where I'll think about Pat Green. Even though he's not here tonight, he's part of this class. And last year, as a junior, I remember passing him right out the south gate. So long, Pat. And I took off. Well, this year, that just didn't happen. I never beat him one time. And every time I go out that south gate, I'm going to think of him. And when I come around inside the east gate, I'm going to remember Matt Panic. He was mowing a lawn last year. And I was running by, and he waves to me. Hey, how you doing, Mr. Thek? Hang in there. Little did he know that this year he'd be running right with us. And we drafted him, and he's now part of the Big O Club. And a little bit further down the line, we come around to the baseball field. And I remember running with a girl out there, shin splints and blisters, but a great will to continue on. That's Rebecca Raddick. And then further down the line, we go down by the flight line. And there were a couple runners out there who at the beginning of the year, they couldn't even run, a quarter of a mile without walking. And by the time the cross-country season was over, it gave me such joy to see them finish that 10-mile run. That was Dwight Gordon, Erickson No. And then, when I run down by the river, I'll look ahead of me and I'll say, where's Leon? I'm going to try and catch Leon today. And didn't catch him very often. Leon always seemed to be a couple steps ahead of me. But when I'm down there, I'll be thinking of him. And there's one part down there, there's a bridge where we cross over Route 16. And when I cross that bridge, I'll remember looking over my shoulder, and I'll look back. And I'll see Sean Elmore, and I'll be looking for him. It's the only time I ever beat him. He was hurt that day. But when I pass that spot, that's going to be Sean's spot. Yeah. And then when we go up to Ome, one of our favorite spots, there was a guy that used to ask me, am I going to get a letter? Am I going to get a letter? He used to say, Eugene, you got to earn it. And Eugene earned it. And I remember him running up that hill on the backside of Ome, and he earned that letter. And then up at top, there's a little place just before we hit this cliff. We call it the cliff because you can look out and you can see all the way to Shinjuku, and you can see the Yokota Towers and the Ome River, the Tama River going down through there. And there's a left-hand turn. And every time I hit that, I'll think of Marie. I remember her when she was a sophomore running up there. And I don't know why, but I just remember that spot, and that's going to be hers. And then when I come back here to school, I walk around the football field, and I'm going to see Greg Raley. And he's going to be right up there with Tom Sigmund and Blake Blevins as one of the best quarterbacks we ever had go through here. And then Brian Lemaire, Mickey Payne. I'm going to see out there, they had this mud all over their helmets, and it was raining out there. And I said, hey, how you guys doing? Having fun, having fun. Then I'm going to walk by the hot dog shack. And you know who I'm going to see there? Christine Kalina. I can remember Christine when she was in 3rd grade. And boy, has that girl turned into a real gem. The work that she's contributed to Yokota High School, her art, her music, and her leadership. When I go by that hot dog shack, I'll remember her. And then the soccer field. I go by there, and I'm going to see the 2 goals. And in 1 goal, I'll see Bug. He'll be talking away a mile a minute. And the other goal, I'm going to see a kid named Falkenbach. And how many times I asked him, I said, Robbie, I need this done. And he'd say, don't worry, I'll take care of it. And he did. He always came through. And then I'll take a walk through the gym. And I'll tell you, the Boston Garden has its history, but the Yokota gym, it's got some history pouring out of its walls. I'll think of the basketball team. I'll see Bobby Williams. He had one of the prettiest 15-foot jump shots you ever saw. Unfortunately, he used to take it from 17 feet. No, not really, but I always told that joke to the basketball team, and Sean, you knew that was coming. When I see Bobby, I'm going to think of the birthday party we had in Korea, and I'm going to see his face when we brought the cake with the candles in. And then I'm going to see Vashon, and how many times I wanted to kill him. I can't tell you, Vashon, how many times. I walk in that gym and I'd say, okay, what's it going to be today? But when I look back and I think about number 14, or number 4, depending on which uniform he brought, I'll smile. And I can tell you now, I couldn't tell you then, but a lot of things you did made me laugh. And what would a basketball game be without Angie Grack and the drill team and all the hours that they put in? And they bring such pride to Yokota. And then, of course, we have the cheerleaders. I can remember Alice when she was about this high, and wait a minute, I think she still is that high. Sorry, Alice. But Alice and Tammy, the energy that they pumped into that audience, you know, they'll go down in the history of Yokota High as 2 of the best cheerleaders we ever had. And then you look over, and you look over at the left-hand bleachers, and you're going to see the band right here.